Some high winds, pretty good chance of precipitation in a couple games. Joe Duffy's picks, we just continue to roll 22-7 in football, winning days 9 of 10. 2 college football wise guy plays, the single strongest play in the handicapping industry. 11 college football majors, and as you can see, unless you're of course listening on the audio portion, but those of you watching the videos, 7 NFL for tomorrow, huge day for tomorrow. But let's get to your sharp report for today, your morning report. The biggest public consensus plays in terms of percentage of bets. Now, again, we like to kind of simplify it for those of you who might be watching for the first time or whatever. When you hear the term contrarian bets, the contrarians believe find out who the public is betting and then bet against them. So if you're a contrarian bettor, these would be the sides you believe to bet against. Fresno State, Vanderbilt, Nevada, and Clemson. And we do this report early in the week, and the most lopsided bets in terms of money bet and sportsbook liabilities, usually when you get our early week report, and check it at joeduffy.net, joeduffy.net, you definitely want to follow us there, or at Offshore Insider on Twitter, no S at the end because of character limitations. Usually these are ones early in the week when you get those reports. If you agree with the side, you want to bet on it then. If you disagree, maybe sometimes it's good to wait because you're more likely to get a beneficial line. But these are the biggest sportsbook liabilities. Cincinnati, Akron. Again, this means the most money bet in terms of percentage on these games. Fresno State. Then Georgia Southern under. And Texas A&M over. Sharp versus square metrics. Some people call it the pros versus Joes, but we all know the greatest pro is named Joe, so that's a dumb name. But it's Minnesota, and of course we're still talking college football. Minnesota Golden Gophers, Southern Miss, Cincinnati, Utah State, and then South Alabama over. The biggest line moves of the week, not as many as usual. North Texas went from plus 2.5 to -6, but again, that was after Houston with, I don't know, is this the beginning of a new era, that weird red shirting they announced. So that's because of the personnel on Houston has changed. And then Utah State opened up as 20.5. They're now minus 23.5. And now some very key weather conditions for today. Games with high probability of precipitation, Yukon and Central Florida, 61% chance of rain. Colorado State at Utah State, 56% chance of rain. And pretty high winds. And again, one of the softwares we use, once you get above 15 miles per hour, usually those games go under the total at a fairly high rate, usually about 55, 56%. But UNLV and Wyoming, 23 miles per hour winds. Some of the steam moves we have overnight based on some metrics. Central Michigan, the go over was a steam move. TCU under. And one of those reverse line movements, South Florida. South Florida was a reverse line movement. Steam move also on Boston College. And a steam move on Purdue. Also, Appalachian State under was a steam move. And UMass, a reverse line move. Keep in mind, folks, it's a win-win for everybody. You want to get paid on time. You want to get the largest sign-up bonus in the industry. MyBookie.ag, very easy site to get around. It's very simple. And even if you've never made an online transaction, you've never bet online, you've never purchased from Amazon or whatever, there are customer service agents available 24/7 to hold your hand. But if you've ever made a purchase online, it's a piece of cake to bet with MyBookie.ag. You get a $1,000 sign-up bonus. Use the promo code Duffy to ensure the biggest bonus allowed, or visit offshoreinsiders.com. Click on the link. That'll give us credit. Plus, it shows your support for this podcast. You tell MyBookie.ag you want them to continue to support this podcast.